Hey guys, it's Ron here from Momentum with another bike review. Today we're going to be talking about this beautiful bike here. This is a new city e-bike from Ride1up. It's called the Prodigy V2. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about the Ride1up Prodigy V2. I guess we'll talk a little bit about the powertrain. It's got a nice 9-speed micro shift derailleur. It works really well. It comes with traditional chain, obviously, but also there's a belt drive option if you want to go for the gusto and have kind of a maintenance-free option for the city. I think it's great to have. Great to have options. Always good. I'm a fan of the belt drive bikes. I think it's a mid-drive motor. Has hydraulic disc brakes that work really well. I'll talk about both of those later on. For commuting, it does have front and rear fenders. It has a lighting that's always on, they call it. It does have a rear tail light on the rack here and a front headlight that's nice and bright, and they're always just on. So I guess that's good. You don't have to worry about turning it on. It has 4 assist modes. It has front suspension. Hydraulic disc brakes that work really well. And overall, it's just a really nice looking bike. It's very comfortable. So one thing I noticed about the Bros motor, that's a motor that has a reputation for being very smooth and quiet. And it definitely is. It's probably the most impressive part of this bike so far. A lot of e-bikes, especially the ones in this price range, have a hum, they're a bit noisy, they're not highly tuned. This is the exact opposite. It feels, in terms of the motor, like a higher end e-bike, maybe in the $3,000 to $4,000 range, as opposed to the $1,500 to $2,000 range. It's only 250 watts the motor, but I never found it lacking in any capacity, really, uphill, anything like that. It's always been enough power. So I'm just really impressed by the motor, the Gross motor, German engineered, they say. Well, okay, if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's good. Alright guys, we're at the RC Harris filtration plant here in Toronto. It's got a nice big hill. We're going to test out how this bike does uphill. It's got, one of the smaller motors, I guess, a 250 watt, 90 newton meter of torque. So it's on the low end, I guess, of the scale these days. I just tried a 1400 watt motor a couple weeks ago and it was insane. This one is class 3 e-bike, maximum 28 miles per hour, all that kind of stuff. No throttle, good torque sensor to pedal assist, feels very much like a real bicycle. It has a lovely motor, very smooth to operate, so we're just going to make sure I can get up hills. So it's at the highest level of assist. We'll see how it does. Here we go. I made it up very easily. Obviously, the battery is also kind of on the average side, so you wouldn't want to use the boost mode very often. But that certainly got the job done with ease on a fairly long hill, not super steep, but just so you know, you can get up hills no problem with this 250 watt motor, class 3. You don't need a massive thing. All right, so if you ask me to tell you kind of what three things I like most about this bike, here they are. I really like the motor. And, you know, if you're buying an e-bike, that's one of the big things. Battery range, comfort level, and, you know, the motor. I also like the look of the bike. I think it's really nice to look at. It's comfortable, but I will talk a little bit more about that. So it is comfortable. It has a wonderful saddle. It has nice grips, all that kind of stuff. But I'm 6'2", and it's not tall enough for me. So I think if you're, it's close. And I think if you're maybe 6'1", 6 foot, you're good. Overall, I just couldn't get an ideal riding position for my height. But that's just because I don't think it's for my height, to be honest, and that shouldn't detract from the overall comfort level that this bike offers. It's got some really nice tires with some lovely sidewalls to add a little bit of style to your urban commute. And I think the battery, another main feature of an e-bike, obviously, is okay. The battery range is like 30 to 50 miles depending on the assist level, 4 levels of pedal assist as I previously mentioned. The display is great. It's very small, which I like. It's super easy to operate. Has a few different little analytics on there if you so choose, but it's minimalist, and that's just fine by me. And then the last thing that I really like about this bike is that real bicycle feel that is not always present in e-bikes, especially in this price range. And that comes obviously from this motor, but it also has, like, you know, something of a cadence sensor, pedal sensor, something like that, that gives it that extra bicycle feel. So I never felt like it surged forward. There was never a hint of ghost pedaling. The shift changes, the assist level changes were absolutely smooth and wonderful. Going up hills, I had to press a little bit harder to get up the hill, which is fine because it's a hill, you know? So I really liked that it felt like you're riding a bicycle. It didn't feel like you're riding, you know, a motor vehicle or something that kind of like guns you forward or anything like that, like some of these new e-bikes do. And if you want that, that's fine. I just like that it feels like a bicycle, and I think most people do. All right, guys, so I'm just going to talk briefly about the cons of this bike. There's not a long list. I've mentioned before the rear rack, the piping is a bit wide to fit a normal pannier bag. I tried 4 different bags, none of which fit. And I think that's something easy you can do for the V3 of this bike, is to make that more universal fit for people that already have panniers. I talked about the battery. The battery's good. The range is average. So if you're looking for something with a long battery range, this is not the bike for you, probably, although I found it to be a great battery for the city. Otherwise, I think some people might care about the lack of a throttle, the lack of a big motor. I do not, and I think it worked excellent. The motor is amazing, and you know, if you really need a throttle and a big motor that much, then get a motorcycle. Oh, and the last thing, I guess, is the latch door on the battery, which is working fine right now, although it's still a little bit tricky because the latch door is just a little bit small, and I'm just worried that, you know, in the winter when the icing crud gets in there, it might be problematic. But with proper care and some WD-40 and things like that, I think it'll work out just fine. Right now, it's working well. So that's all the cons I have for you. All right, guys, that does it for my review of the Ride1up Prodigy V2. A few things I'll leave you with as I commute home on a nice fall day. First, the motor and battery are excellent for the city. Really good quality, really happy with the Gross motor especially. Obviously you cannot hear a thing, and that's what I want. Number 2, comfort and commute ready. Definitely a very comfortable bike. Love the saddle, love the nice balloon tires, beautiful sidewalls, and of course it has full fenders, full lighting, disc brakes, good quality disc brakes.
so you're safe and ready to commute wherever you need to go in the city. Third, maybe most important, it's so affordable. It's like a really good price point for this quality of bike. And if someone is looking for an urban e-bike specifically for commuting, doing errands around town, that sort of thing, this is a really good option. I think Ride1up has done a great job. So if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the bike lane.